All right, so we decided to hit some stuff a little shallower on the way in. We came right over some really good bottom numbers that I have here, so we're just gonna see if we can pick a couple fish off here on the way home. But nothing too crazy, about 110, 115 feet, some points 120, and we're just gonna drift here. I love drifting because you're not burning fuel, you're not putting hours on the engines, so we're just gonna do a couple here real quick and just keep it real simple. 2 bottom rods, maybe a flat line, so maybe we can catch something up on top, maybe a tuna, mackerel, whatever it may be. But we're just gonna go up current here, shut off the boat, drift through this spot, and we're gonna see if we can get lucky on a couple bites here.
All right, so Clay set us up on a nice spot here on natural bottom and around 110 feet. Just threw a pilchard on a circle hook. We're using longer leaders. I've got probably around 25 feet here with 12 ounces of lead. I kept it simple with just a 3-way swivel. But down here in the Keys on these natural bottom spots, you really never know. We use the long leaders particularly for mutton snapper, but these reefs are so biodiverse. We could get into yellowtail snapper, red grouper, gag grouper, black grouper, mackerel, so all kinds of life down there.
We are rocking and rolling.
He's on.
Nick's on up front. Let's go. All right.
My bait in the water, I was just dropping the weight down and he came over and ate it right away. Zero mackerel.
Nice, dude. We got sashimi.
All right, don't get bloody on me. Yeah, the Ceros have those straight lines with kind of the vertical dots as opposed to the Spanish have the perfectly round golden dots. But Cero is the tastiest of the mackerels in my opinion, so another one for the box.
What is it? Ooh! What is it fighting like?
Kind of got some head shakes like a bonita or a tuna. So we stuck a flat line out there, which is basically just a rod up on the top.
Here.
And I threw out a couple freebie pilchards. And I think we either got a tuna or a bonita.
Looks like a...
Oh, a mackerel, another mackerel.
Look,
We're
awesome.
flipping them in. Woo! There we go, baby. I'll take that. All right. Stephanie's on now. Check that out right there.
Dang.
Baby. Go, Stephanie. Get him, girl.
Oh. Popped off.
I think we got into a little school of mackerels.
Yeah. Is that a
Can you hear
mackerel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Cero mackerel.
Check that out.
They're the best tasting in my opinion.
Got another one to add to the box right there, boys and girls. These make some good sashimi. The frying them isn't that bad either. Honestly, anything fried is good. But man, we're working up a box right here.
You guys are looking for fish with barotrauma? I'll tell you what, I'm having my own type of trauma up here. Oh man, it's a little rough.
One. Been getting all the bycatch. Just gotta make sure he keeps on going the right way. This is almost kind of feeling like a grouper, man. Come on, come on, come the right way. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Getting his head back. Getting his head back out. Ooh. This thing's kicking my butt.
Is that the right
I love
one,
it.
Clay?
It kind of feels like it, man. He's not pulling a lot of drag. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Time to re-rig.
It's definitely a nice fish.
There we go.
Come on. We're fighting him on some really light tackle too. 30-pound leader, 30-pound braid. We're using some really small pilchards, as you guys can see. So we really have to downsize everything. Let's see what we got here. Fights hard, but he's not pulling a lot of drag. What we got? Hey, we got ourselves a mutton, baby. He looks really close though. I think he'll make 18 inches. But that is exactly the one that we're looking for on the bottom drop, guys. And what's very weird, check that out, Nick. He didn't really blow up his swim bladder.
Nah, he looks pretty good.
Right?
So that's what we talked about before, really. Like, you can almost judge on the surface, kind of like, if you think that thing's good to go, you can almost, you know, do nothing if you think he'll shoot down.
He's good to go.
Yeah.
But in the fish box.
Yeah. I think he's a keeper. It's 18 inches, right?
Yeah. Look at that, baby.
They're so beautiful.
They really are. He choked down the pilchard too. That's what's kind of cool about using the smaller pilchards. If you do typically get a bite, they'll just inhale it all in one go. And that's exactly what he did right there. It's been a while since we've been mutton fishing too, so it's pretty cool, man.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah. All nice and white, so he was probably chilling out in the sand right on the edge of the rock pile that we're fishing here. But it's always nice when you got another one to add to the box.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Do you see that? Like, it's just little, it's such small taps. It's still going, see it? I don't know what that is, something small.
Different situation here. I explained it to you guys, you know, up there at the helm, but obviously earlier we were deep dropping. Now since we switched to some shallower stuff, that's when we're gonna hand crank. Oh, Nick's on.
Like a big one. Might be more bait for us.
Watch, it's gonna be a small mutton.
That would be potentially ideal.
Kind of looks like a yellow jack or a yellowtail.
Oh boy.
If you need me to move, I can.
Yellowtail.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice yellowtail. Sweet. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's a good one right there. I wouldn't say it's a flag, but pretty close to it.
No.
Nice, dude.
You can see too, for a second he had his stomach coming out there from barotrauma.
Yeah.
So although he's going in the box, you can at least see kind of the effects there. So, yeah, beautiful little yellowtail.
And basically, I mean, explain to everybody what barotrauma is for the ones that don't know.
Yeah, so if you can see, I don't know if you can see with that lighting there, the stomach is coming out of the mouth of the fish. Oh, big fish on out back.
I hope he stays on there. It's kind of seeming. I think that's a grouper. Go freaking figure, man.
If that's not fishing, I don't know what else is.
Right? I mean, like, come on.
They know.
It's like, yeah, they're occupied up there.
Yeah, they're like, all right, let's distract them with a 18-inch yellowtail.
trying to get right up on top of this fish because something tells me it's a grouper that got rocked up. Kind of feels like he's out, but I don't know if that's just because I'm gaining on him. He's out.
He's out?
Whatever it is, it's out.
Nice.
Come on, baby, come on. Woo. Come on, come on. Got him out. So we just had a really nice bite here. And then whatever it was just got wrapped around something or potentially even rocked up. But man, if this ain't a grouper, I don't know what is. This feels exactly like a grouper. Nice one at that matter too. Just like I was saying too, I mean, that light tackle that we're fishing them on really does not allow me to put any heat on them. So it's hard to get them out of the rocks, but I'd rather get a bite than no bite at all.
You could always scale up, you know. And like you said, we could put a lot of pressure still on this light tackle, more than people think.
All right, here he is. I see color.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. We got batteries changing.
Can you get the, oh, sharks on him, sharks on him. Get that weight, get that weight, get that weight.
Oh,
Press down, press down, press down. Press down on it, press down. There we go. Oh.
Get it, get it, get it.
Oh no.
Where's the net, where's the net?
Ah, shark already got him.
Dang.
Dang, man. Well, we got some of them. That was a really nice mutton. That's such a bummer. There is nothing more frustrating than that right there, man. Unbelievable. I mean, we'll still get some meat off of him, but definitely would have been nice to show the entire fish right there. But it's kind of funny. Look at all the gases from the bubbles.
Oh yeah, you can see him coming out.
So he was getting barotrauma. He was on his way.
Yeah.
But the shark solved that problem for us.
Clay hopped in the water to get some shots and I was getting another bait and his rod went off, so feels like a good fish. I don't know what it is. Feels like it could be a mutton. That's what we're hoping for. Big mutton. You could get some. Here's the weight. Mutton.
Woo!
Nice. It's floating. All right. That's a beautiful mutton right there. It's a keeper here down in the Florida Keys. You can see it's suffering from barotrauma. The stomach is coming out of the mouth, and its stomach is feeling, or the body cavity is nice and firm and bloated. It feels rock hard there. So this would definitely be a good candidate for the descending device if we had to release it. But luckily for us, it's a keeper and it's coming home with us.
Yeah. And another thing too is I've noticed when you're in deeper water, because we're only fishing in 100 feet right now, is you'll start to see like their scales almost look like they're lifted or like pointed towards you. And that's another sign, I would imagine, of barotrauma.
Yeah, so we're in 110 feet or so right now, but the bubbling scales is a sign I see a lot more in deeper water. So the air can actually expand so much in the body cavity of the fish that it has nowhere to go. So it'll force its way through the skin and out underneath the scales, so the scales will start to lift off the body. I usually see that in around 150 to 200 feet or deeper. Once you get to those deeper depths, the signs of barotrauma become a little more extreme. The grouper will really start to get bulging eyes, which is another sign. But even just this bloated stomach is enough to show that the fish needs a little extra help getting down. So if you do have to release an undersized mutton that's suffering from barotrauma, the descending device is the way to go. Or you can vent it, but again, you should really only be venting fish if you really know what you're doing and you're experienced doing that.
And do you want to show us again how to do it now that we have like a larger mutton?
Yeah, so I have a venting tool. I always keep a venting tool and a descending device on me. If you have enough weight to descend, you should never really have to vent. The only time you'd have to vent and descend is if you didn't have enough weight, but in an ideal situation, you'll just add a little bit of weight if it's not enough to carry the fish back down to depth. So I mentioned before, you want to use the base of the pectoral fin as a guide. I like to use the base instead of the end because different fish have different like pectoral fins. A red grouper's might be short and it might be perfect at the end, but a snapper, mutton, or red might come too far back. So you use that as a guide. Then I like to go about 2 to 3 inches behind the base of the pectoral fin, lift up a scale, and then go at a 45-degree angle. Right there, and you heard a little bit of air come out, and then that'd be good to go back down.
And you just release them on the surface and let them go swimming down.
Yep. I try to hold them with like a lip grip kind of on the surface and get a little bit of water rushing over the gills. Make sure it's good to go before you let them go, because you don't want to have to turn around and go get them after.
That is true. And sometimes, what, does it take multiple attempts to get it right?
Well, not usually on the descending device. So that's another perk of the descending device, efficiency. It works almost every single time. You don't have to worry about coming off your spot and going to get a fish that floated off after venting didn't work. And
that's typically what Clay and I like to use. We like to use a descending device because that's what we feel most comfortable doing. And it's so easy to hit the wrong spot while you're venting a fish. So, you know, if you're new to fishing and you don't feel 100% comfortable doing that, I would say that's the go-to for us and probably for you too.
There's nothing easier than clipping them on the bottom jaw and dropping them back down and letting the device do the work.
And especially the one that you just showed us too. That's the one we're going to be using. That has barotrauma, and I have my own type of trauma going on right now. I have endured enough pain today with the seasickness. I mean, it happens to anyone. So I think we're going to head in and hang out.
Clay's going to grab a couple more shots in the water. This mutton's going in the box, and we'll
call it a day.
Call it a day, head home and clean up and enjoy the fruits of the Atlantic here.
That's right.
Back to the dock here with a colorful box. Honestly, fishing was much better than I imagined it being, but something that Nick was actually mentioning as we were pulling into the dock is we actually really didn't have to send any fish back, which is really cool because that's ultimately, you know, the goal of Return 'em Right is to make sure that we are protecting that bottom fishery, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to show a bunch of releases and show descending device venting tool, but when you're fishing deeper, you know, 100 feet or deeper or so, survival's never going to be guaranteed, even under the best conditions. So the best way to reduce your discard mortality is try to catch fish that are in season and bring them back.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have to release fish, you don't have to worry about discard mortality or catch and release mortality.
And that's exactly what we did today. You know, there's places that I know of that we probably could have caught a couple queen snappers, but we catch more blue line tile fish than anything. Blue line tile fish are out of season right now. So rather than potentially killing some queen snappers, even though we could have sent them down on the descending device, we decided to just go to a spot where we knew that we were actually going to catch a species that we could keep. That's number one. But I think it's so cool how Nick came all the way down here. He was nice enough to donate his time to us in order to show you guys how to protect this fishery, because it needs all the help it can get, and that goes for all fisheries. And as you guys can see, we diversified and we just made the best possible day out of it while taking a little bit from everywhere. So I'd be a liar if I said that we haven't already dug into this, because it's so good.
This was the whole blackfin,
Whole blackfin.
Little appetizer blackfin.
right?
I could live off of blackfin tuna.
Listen, we turned them right into our bellies.
We're getting there,
Yeah,
but
it's been good.
so cool having you here, Nick.
Yeah.
I know there was something that you were saying before that I'm sure you wanted to add in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, with Return 'em Right, it's sometimes a challenge because promoting best release practice, a lot of people think that we're just trying to release all the fish. But you know, it's really about just taking care of the fish you do have to release. You know, I'm all about filling the cooler, or at least bringing enough home for dinner so that we can enjoy the fish we caught and enjoy the work we put in some tough conditions. So. Yeah, it's really the whole program's about really being a resource and helping anglers to take care of those fish they do have to release, because with more people fishing than ever before, the regulations are getting tighter, and if you're an avid fisherman, you're going to have to release fish someday.
Definitely. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming out.
Yes, thank you. We got a bunch of stuff on my hands.
Okay, it's going to happen. We've had stuff all over our hands all day. But you know, not only has Nick came here and informed you guys, but he was also a huge help to our production and moving that boat around, because that's not easy.
No.
And huge thanks to Stephanie for just powering through all of it. You know, she was sick out there and she did awesome.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to you guys.
Yeah, and Nick was there helping you along, catching fish.
That's what I was saying.
You know, it was nice.
been.
Anytime you guys ask if you need an extra fisherman on the boat, I'll be there.
You're always welcome on my boat,
Always.
and I think the audience could say that you're always welcome on Life by the Bow. So appreciate you.
Yeah,
giving
thanks
me another
again.
handshake.
Thank you.
No, seriously, thank you.
Big high
guys.
five to you.
Yeah.
And guys,
Yeah, you're a trooper.
Oh,
there's no doubt about that.
I've learned to be.
There's only one way with me.
Right?
But we appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for being a part of this, because a lot of important facts here. But until next time, see you guys here on Life by the Bow. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. And time to dig in.
Yes, sir.